great chat.
Yeah, lovely show. That I can't wait to sit and listen to your pre-recorded one with the lovely Faye.
Oh yeah. For everyone listening, we have the gorgeous Faye Tozer coming up, and I believe we're playing their song. Is that right? Yeah, we're playing their song, which is called "What the Future Holds." So yeah, enjoy, and see you on the other side. Hello, Faye. You there?
I am. Can you hear me?
I can hear you just fine. How are you doing?
Yeah, really good, thank you.
Thanks so much for speaking to us. Really appreciate it. And congrats on the new single. I'm absolutely obsessed with it.
Are you? I love to hear that. Oh my goodness, yeah. The response has been pretty mind-blowing, actually. We're always wondering what people are going to think. You know, if we believe in something, we just cross our fingers, and wow, it's been brilliant.
Actually, I was going to say, was it a bit nerve-wracking? Because obviously your last album, Tears on the Dance Floor, was such like success. Was there any kind of nerves about coming back and doing it again? Were any of you dubious, or what was the score?
I mean, you never know what people are going to think of your album. I mean, this is very different, I think, to the last album.
Oh, really?
But having such a huge banger, you know, given to us on the management table, it was in fact about 3 years ago when we first heard it. It kind of blew up straight away, and we were like, well, if we're going to do another album, this is just a great way to start. So it kind of got the ball rolling. But you know, we're never complacent. We think we know our fans, and we think we know what they'll enjoy. And we think we know we have a certain formula to steps and what it should sound like and what we should be delivering.
Yeah.
But we also like to take a few chances and also develop and or go back or revisit things. So yeah, I mean, it's all down to individual taste really at the end of the day, but we think we've got it right.
I have to say it was quite interesting when the last album came out and Scared of the Dark came out. I had a friend who's not a pop fan at all, and he was like, "I'm so glad that they've come back with like a really good song and that like it's all happening for them." Do you think you are winning over new people as well?
It's quite interesting, isn't it?
Yeah.
All the music snobs and skeptics that we expect to deal with, I guess. You know, we've never tried to be anything that we're not, and the people who are fans thoroughly enjoy great pop music. I just think we're so lucky because nowadays I think we are being offered songs by really incredible writers. I think because we're more in control as well. I think the quality of the songs and our recordings are a standard that we really love and we feel confident in and that we can give to everyone. So you know, we feel like we're in a different place. Not that we'd ever be complacent, but it's kind of fun because we're not doing it to chase a number one. We know that we're doing it for our fans really, and if anybody else joins in, that's kind of a bonus for us.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you must be pretty confident that it's going to go well because you're going on tour next year. Obviously, I mean, it probably depends on what's going on in the wider world. But you know that, and the O2, you know, that's what gets bigger than that.
Oh my goodness, yeah, we're going to be at the O2 in November the 26th, 2021. So I guess our confidence comes from our touring agents. Our record company, we're now signed to BMG. We had a lovely offer from BMG. Last album we were independent. Now
Oh, really?
it's wonderful to have like a big machine behind us who believe in us and actually who are delivering to the fans, you know, some great social network advertising and, you know, giving us all the bells and whistles on top of what we could have done last time. So it feels like we're not doing it for anybody else than our fans.
Yeah, fair enough. I think, and that's actually the best way to do it. I think, especially like you said, because you don't have to please anyone else now. You've got a fan base, haven't you? And they really are sticking by you.
Absolutely, and we have the most amazing back catalogue.
You really do. I mean, it really is kind of timeless almost.
Well, yeah, and we have an amazing musical director who we use for tours and for different arrangements. Steve Anderson, who does stuff for Kylie and all sorts, who breathes new life into our early songs, so we can re-deliver them, you know, with a new lease of life when we do our live shows. And it's I've got to say, you know, we are pinching ourselves that 23 years later, you know, people are still interested. They're still wanting more, and it's just a wonderful place to be, really.
And what about your interpersonal relationships now? I think obviously you did a reality TV show, didn't you, where everything kind of was thrown up in the air, and well, everyone kind of got to know what really happened behind the scenes. What are your friendships like now?
Well, you know, that whole thing, that was back in 2011. You know,
I know it seems wild.
I know, it was a long time ago.
Yeah.
It was kind of, you know, at the time it was painful and but cathartic, and I don't think we'd be here without doing that series, really, because a lot of questions needed to be answered, or we needed to lay stuff to rest, you know, water under the bridge. And I think we're stronger because of that now. But I think we're actually, you know, the more time goes on, the better place we're in. We're family, you know, we look after each other. We can support each other's separate projects outside Steps and not have a qualm about that, because we know at the end of the day we're preparing for the next chapter in Steps every time. And I think everyone's very, very protective of each other and the band.
That's really nice to hear, and I think it shows. I came to see your show at Kew Gardens a couple of years ago, and what an incredible evening it was. And like, I think like, yeah, what you say is right. You can tell that it's not what it used to be, is it, between you all? You're at a different stage now.
Yeah, it's just brilliant, you know, and we work so hard, and Steps is our baby, you know, it's our business, and we care very, very much for it. But the lovely thing is we work so hard, but we laugh really hard now. And I think because, you know, it feels like we can be honest to each other about everything. The communication gates, you know, were flung wide open during the Sky series. So I think, you know, onwards and upwards.
Definitely. What can we expect from the album?
So in What the Future Holds, our single, which is the title track of the album, there's a lyric that says 1 foot in the past and 1 foot in the future. And I really think that that's quite apt for the feeling of the album. So Tears on the Dance Floor, the previous album, was very much dance floor bangers, and that was intentional. We wanted to get everybody back on the dance floor with us again. This album, yes, we've got some great dance floor tracks in there, but there's some really great sing-along things. There's some more intimate stuff, you know, that we felt was really relevant to where we are in our lives. And I know that our fans have sort of grown up with us, and a lot of them at the same stage or have been through things, you know, and I think it really speaks to us in some ways. We've all got completely different favourites on the album, so it's going to be really interesting to hear the feedback from the fans once they've had a listen.
Yeah, I bet. I mean, the tour is obviously a little way off yet. Do you have any plans for it at the moment? Do you know kind of what you're thinking?
So when we found out and confirmed that we were definitely going to do it 2021, we had to get the ball rolling straight away, because these things take time to prepare.
I bet.
And we know exactly what the stage shape is going to be. We've got a little model in place, which is very exciting. We've got the theme, the major theme around it, but now it's a wonderful creative time where we throw pictures and ideas about costumes, staging, lighting, and everyone gets really, really involved. And yeah, lots of collages and montages of things flying around on WhatsApp groups to different people. And ideas of how we can update the back music and things like that. Yeah, it's brilliant.
Well, it's nice to have something to aim for at the minute, because obviously the last few months have been difficult for everyone, I guess. Has that been the same for you? How have you coped in the last 6 months or so?
So it's been really hard, to be honest, because we were supposed to be releasing all this last March, and it was the day before the news of lockdown.
Oh God! Talk about timing.
Lisa was literally going to step onto the plane, and we were like, "No, don't do it." We had to put everything on pause. So, you know, keeping our tongues tied when we'd already put out tiny little teasers to the fans, and then fans asking us on social media, "When can you promised us this?" And it's like, oh God, we're not actually allowed to say anything because we could ruin the whole campaign.
Yeah.
So that was really hard. But on a family side of things and a flip side of that, it was a strange thing to be in lockdown. The most wonderful time, because I got to spend 6 months with my son, who is 11, and he is my absolute pride and joy. And that was the best 6 months I could have with him. And I know that I'll never get that time again. So that was actually really precious.
Yeah. That's actually, sorry, go on.
No.
No, please go ahead.
I was going to say, and also wonderful things like, because I live in the northeast, there was a pod of dolphins that we went to go and chase around in the morning.
Oh, wow.
6 o'clock in the morning, and I went, we went paddling at 6 o'clock in the morning when the sun was coming up, and we started golf lessons, and we grew tomatoes and all the stuff that I would never have time to do or keep up. So I've got so many precious memories because of lockdown. But I know it was a devastating time for some people, and we've always got to be really, really conscious. And hopefully, I don't know, hopefully now things can improve, or we can look to the future and just be hopeful for next year.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think, and actually, a lot of the people that I've interviewed on the show have said exactly the same thing. It's like, yeah, of course, the wider issues have been a big deal, but it has actually been some of the things, like you said, you'll never get that time back. So it's really precious for people. There's also the matter of Strictly Come Dancing is coming back soon. You obviously did very well on the show was it 2018?
2018, class of 2018.
Yeah. Are you looking forward to seeing it back, and what are you expecting? Because obviously it's going to be slightly different this year.
Yeah, so I mean, I hear rumours, and there's little groups going around where I'm getting some little bit of inside information. I'm going to obviously see on the screen same as everybody else, but I think that it's really exciting that they've gone for it in the climate of things. Actually having a same-sex couple is so very exciting.
Yeah, H really set the mark there, didn't he, doing Dancing on Ice?
You know what? Absolutely, we think so. And if that set the bar, or even encouraged them to do it, or made it feel like it was possible, that's just amazing. I think it's really important these days that everybody is represented, and this is the beginning of so it's very exciting. Yeah.
Do you think the show will miss Bruno, because he's obviously confirmed he won't be taking part this year?
Oh, of course it's going to be. It's such a shame, it really is, because he's such a huge character.
Sure is that, yeah.
But I think changes, bring in new personalities. It's like when Moxie came in as well, and things evolve. He will be sorely missed, I'm sure, but I bet there's somebody else interesting coming along to brighten our screens up.
Would you ever do something like on the judging panel or something like that? You obviously got loads of dance experience.
Absolutely. I'd love to do something like that. Yes is the answer.
What about you with Giovanni? Is that right? I'm trying to remember now.
Right. Yes.
Yeah. Are you still friends? Do you still chat?
Yeah, absolutely. Over lockdown, there were a few. I don't know if I'm allowed to say, but a few little recordings and bits that are going to be seen on the Strictly programs.
Oh yeah, the special shows. They're coming out next month, I think, aren't they?
Yeah, exactly. So we kept in touch with that. We did a few Instagram stories as well, where we went live on Instagram to sort of reminisce with the bands and stuff. That was fun. But yeah, no, and it's brilliant to see how he got on last series as well. He's a real sweetie.
I'm really glad to hear that. Well, Faye, thank you so much for speaking to us. Really appreciate it, and best of luck with the album. I'm not overselling it, but I really cannot wait to hear it, because I love the last one so much.
That's incredible. Thank you very much. And just to remind everyone that we're going to be at the O2 on November the 26th.
Can you just introduce your song as well?
I would absolutely love to. So our brand new single from our brand new album is What the Future Holds, and this is by us, Steps.